everyone, welcome back to the channel. So last week I did post quite a few colouring charts up on the channel. So this week we're going to have our first colour along in a long while. So I'm going to colour in this one because it's a brand new book and I am loving it. If you've not got this book already, then I will link it in the description down below. I have heard US peeps can only get this in October, so I do apologise, but for anybody else who can get hold of this book, or if you just want to have me on in the background and just watch and listen to me whilst you're doing your own colouring, that's fantastic. So today the page I've picked out to start is this one. How gorgeous is this? So definitely I had to do this one first. This is one of my favourite animals, and the background is just, you know, it's plain and simple, so you can do what you want. Now I've just used a low tack tape to pop a little bit of a border around the edge because I'm going to do a distress ink background, but I want to have this sort of a little border on it. It just makes it a bit different. So I thought ocean themed, I thought we're going to go for teals, greens, blues for the whole page, maybe a little bit of browns in the turtle as well. But today we're going to start with the background and we're going to start with distress inks. So I've picked out a few colours. I've picked out tumbled glass. This one's a distress oxide, but it works in a similar way, especially with the water effects that I'm going to do as well. This one works better even with the water effect, the oxide. That's faded jeans. And then I've got a evergreen bow. I can't say this word. Bow, evergreen bow, whatever that is. So I'm going to lay these out at the side of me and I'm just going to dip into them and then get a full covering on this background. So what colour should I go in with first? I think we'll go in with the tumbled glass first. Let me get a clean, hopefully this, you see how this pad isn't glued onto the bottom? It's a right royal pain in the ass. I'm hoping we can get a nice coverage on here. I did mention in the last video I used distress inks that mine aren't very juicy. The oxides seem to be juicier. Oh my, I've just dropped it off the desk as well, which is just brilliant. But the oxides tend to be more juicy. They feel it. So I am going to go all over with this, but I'm going to leave some areas to get those other shades in as well. I think the faded jeans, if I remember rightly, that was one of the juicier colours, so I might use a bit more of that around the outsides rather than towards the centre. So it might look very delicate on camera at the minute. Let's go in this top corner. I think I've just dipped into the wrong one there, or has it just suddenly got a lot juicier there? I'm sure I've just dipped into the wrong one. Who knows? Who knows? Let's see. Let's find out. Oh no, it's just got juicier all of a sudden. Well, that's alright. I've just knocked my nail on there as well. Why is it? My nail varnish always comes off on my page. I'm going to cover that up with a darker colour. I'm going to go in with this one now. The one I can't say, evergreen. We'll just call it evergreen and forget the rest of the name on there. So we'll see if we can cover that up with this because it's quite a dark colour. It's quite a pungent colour. Maybe, maybe not. Cover it up with something. I hate imperfections on the page. I'm one of them people. It annoys the life out of me. Now again, I'm not bothered if I go over the illustration a bit because her hair is going to be teal. Let's pop a bit in the corner there. Let's get some over here. Are we still in frame? Here we are, aren't we? I think distress inks and even soft pastels as well, but distress inks are just a really neat way of covering a large area. And it looks smooth as well. I like that smooth appearance to it. Let's get some up here next to Mr. Turtle. Now I'm going to dip into that oxide colour. So I do remember this being quite juicy, so I'm gonna, you know, it might go on very bold, so I'm gonna go around the edges with this one. You can see there straight away, you can see the juiciness of it. So I'm going to start in the corner. It'll be quite dark if I remember rightly. Yeah, it'll go down quite dark, this one. So I'll start dark in the corners, and then as the colours lifting off, I will bring it more to the centre. Let's dip in again. Oh, this is looking lovely and ocean-like. It's setting the mood, this. Setting the mood. I'm barely touching my pad on this one because it is a really juicy colour. I don't know why some come really juicy and some you have to really work hard for. It's really hit and miss with Distress inks. So we're going to come for these corners now. Start around here, I think. Hopefully you can see that. I'm trying not to touch the page with my finger because I don't want the colour rubbing off onto my finger there. Pull a bit of the colour here. If you can hear the traffic outside a bit noisier, I have got the window open today and it is raining, so I apologise if it's noisy on camera. But I need the air in the room today. I need the air. Right, while this is so deep in pigment, I'm going to pop some in a minute. We'll do this top corner first. I'm going to pop some over that, see if it'll cover that nail varnish up. That nail varnish boo-boo. Let's dip in and see. Dip in a bit more. Oh, I'm dipping into the wrong one, that's why I thought. I'm sure it was juicier than that the first time. There we go, that'll cover it up. Brilliant. Now I'm going to dip back into the green now. Just get some more teal colour there. Dipping back into the green again. This is the evergreen, just to pop some more around here. I had to press on hard then. And again, just in this little corner here, some more of the green. I think this is looking nice. A little bit more of the blue around here. I think we're going to have a dark area over here because we've got one over there now, so we're going to put a bit of a darker area up here. Pull that up. Dipping into the green now just to blend that into the blue. And I think that's looking really, really nice. I like that. So now we're going to splash the water on. So clean water make sure you've got a cloth. Mine's fell on the floor, so let's retrieve said cloth. Just an old tea towel. If you've seen me do it on my other video, you'll know what we're doing. So we're going to splash some water onto the page. Clean water, clean brush. We're just going to dab the brush, and you might see this work immediately because we're using darker colours and they react really well with this water effect, especially that dark blue, that oxide colour. Now I like to use splats, it gives it a really cool effect. This one is going to look awesome, I know it. Now if you want smaller splashes, you can use a smaller brush, or you can, you know, make sure there's not much water on your brush when you're doing it. But see that reaction straight away? You can see it happening. It's awesome, isn't it? Get some at the bottom here. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to let that work its magic for 1 more minute, and then we'll lift it off with the tea towel. I love that. So this colour is awesome. It is faded jeans, isn't it, that colour? That oxide, I think it is. Can't get the lid back on it now. This one is a really nice juicy one. Faded jeans, distress oxide. It's brilliant. And this one was nice as well, the evergreen. So yeah, I'm going to lift it off now. So just going to dab the page. We'll lift all that water up. I love doing it with the darker colours because it just shows up so well. The effect works so well with these bold colours. And that is just gorgeous. For that sea page, I love it. I just hope that our tape's held up and we've not got any mishaps under the tape when I peel the tape. So there we go. Shall we do a tape peel then now? Let's see if this will come up anymore. Oh, there we go. Right, let's peel this tape off then. See that nice clean line? Oh, I love it. Please don't rip, please don't rip. Please don't be botchy underneath. Let's do this one at the top. Oh. Oh. See how it just makes it look really clean and really nice on the page, the edges. And then you're not getting too into this spine as well because you've got that. Oh my gosh, I love it. That might be one of the best backgrounds I've done in a long while. I love that. Absolutely love it. Love it. Let's give you a close-up of it. Look at all that texture in that background. Beautiful. Oh, I better do the rest of this page justice now. Watch me ruin it. No, but I'm going to allow this background to dry a little bit because I don't want to be leaning in it when it is still a little bit wet. I'm going to go and make a brew, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to do the hair, and we're going to stick with the blues and greens theme. We're going to go with the Tomboy Rogerton pencils, and I've picked out a few colours here. I'll just go over what colours I've picked out. I've picked out turquoise, picked out lettuce green just for a pop of something a bit brighter. I've picked mint green, and this for the very deep colour at the roots of the hair, teal blue. So that's what we're going to do. So it'll be a second for you, and it'll be a good 20 minutes for me while I go and make a brew. See you in a minute. I'm back, and the page is lovely and dry now, so we're going to start on the hair. So let me just bring you down as far as I think I need to be on this. Get a good angle on it. Hopefully the lighting's okay. It's very rainy outside today. So normally when I start hair, I do put my lightest colour down as a light layer over the whole of the hair. But I think today I'm going to do it, play it a little bit different. And I'm just going to go straight in on the shadowed areas with my darkest colour. So teal blue in the Rogerton pencil. I've still got distress ink all over my fingers. Ignore that, I'm not dirty, it's off here. Teal blue, and I'm going to go straight in on the darkest areas. So using a hair stroke sort of motion, I'm just going to pull lines through to the middle of the hair from the darkest point. Now you can layer and layer and layer your pencils, so don't worry if you've got gaps, if you've got white space. Just start getting colour down. Basically, just get your colour down. I think the darkest colour is normally the one I do go back in with right at the end as well. I hope I'm zoomed in enough for you. I don't want to zoom in too far and then be going off the camera every 2 seconds. Yeah, but I'm really happy with this background, really happy with it. I might do a similar thing on this side where I put the border around so it's like matching, but obviously different colours on this side. I nearly picked this page, but it's the one that looks like Cousin It from Adam's Family. It's just like a big monster with lots of hair, and I wasn't sure about what colour to do the hair on it. I don't know if you can see a bit of it here. I wasn't sure. Obviously the thing on Adam's Family it's obviously like a brown colour, isn't it, the hair on that one. But I don't know, I was just unsure, and then I thought there's nothing else to really colour on it apart from just all that hair. So I was like, let's do the sea turtle because I love sea turtles. I was looking at the elephant page as well and one of the koala pages, but I thought I'm going to save the koala page for I think sort of a little fur tutorial, because I'm going to make him very fluffy with lots of hair strokes and, you know, show it as a sort of how I do fur video, I think, at some point. I'm not saying that's coming anytime soon, by the way, don't get too excited. But no, I've been putting a lot more content on lately, as you might have noticed. So, brutal honesty, brutal honest reason for it. Christmas is coming up, 5 kids, you know, I'm earning a living from it, so I'm trying. But also the kids are back at school, so I've got more free time, whereas they've been on holiday for 6 weeks. I've not really had that time to film, so it's a bit of both mixed in together. And I'm enjoying all the new book releases as well. I think that's what's motivated me as well, is the new book releases. As soon as you get a new book, you just want to pick a page and colour in it, don't you? I love this page, like I say, and the Hannah Carlson book, I love that seahorse page that I picked. There's another page as well, but I'm not sure what exactly it is. It looks like some sort of shell, but then it looks like there's something coming out of the shell, and I'm not quite sure what it is, so I don't know how to colour it. Because if you're not quite sure what something is, you don't know how to colour it, do you? You don't know what colours to pick. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing anyway. I'm creating, don't drop your pencil, Kirsty. I'm creating these sort of lines that are coming up through to the centre and then leaving the sort of little highlighted space. We are going to get some here. I think when I did the drips of water on the distress ink background, I dropped a little bit on her face. But oh well, hopefully we can cover it up later. The skin will probably be in part 2. This will be part 1, and then there'll be a part 2 for the skin and a part 3 for the sea turtle, probably. I'm thinking that's how we're going to roll. Not forgetting these little bangs here. Let's just get those in. Sometimes with hair like this, I mean, I didn't think about it before I started, but with hair like this, sometimes it's nicer to do the skin first, and then you can flick some of the hair. See how the hair's going there, but I can't draw it in yet. Oh, that woman's house alarm's going off again. Let me shut the window, because that will just irritate you. Oh, it's gone off. There we go, don't need to bother. Her house alarm goes off all the time. I mean, if she's in the house, it's no bother because she can, you know, turn it off straight away like that. She was obviously home or whatever. But she goes on walks during the day, and if she's out on one of her walks, it just carries on and carries on till she gets back from one of her walks. So I'm like, no. And I don't know why, I always think it's my car alarm. Don't you, whenever you hear an alarm, you just immediately think it's your car and you're looking out the window like stalking your car like, is that my car? And then you don't quite, because I look out the window to see if I can see my lights blinking, you know, when the alarm goes off. And if I can't quite see, I don't even trust that. I'll go outside and go and check. It's never my car, and I think my car alarm isn't even that loud, so I don't know why I still, you know, keep checking, but it's just one of them instinct things, isn't it? And they're like, yeah, is that my car? No, it's not your car. It's not your car, Kirsty. I don't think I could cope with an house alarm keep going off like that, though. I think it'd drive me insane. I mean, sometimes it's the middle of the night when it does it. Can you imagine being woke up by that? Like, if you actually live there and you have to get up to sort it out. No. Right, I'm going to sharpen this pencil now. The one good thing about the Tomboy Rogersons is that they keep the point. They are brilliant at keeping a point. So they are perfect for her, perfect for fur. And that's all I use them for, really. I don't get the Tomboys out for skin. I never get them out for skin. I always get them out if I'm doing hair or fur. Them are the two. Maybe I should try doing skin with them. Or maybe not. I don't know. I'm like, yeah, maybe that would be a good area. Maybe not. Maybe not. They're a really, really hard pencil. So, brilliant for things like this, but not so good for when you want to do anything a bit softer, I wouldn't imagine. Let's get that fringe in. Fringe, bangs, whatever you want to call them. I think we're adopting American words over here, slowly but surely. Because all of a sudden, everyone's asking, going to the hairdressers asking for curtain bangs. I'm like, it's always just been called a fringe over here. What are curtain bangs all of a sudden? But yeah, I think we're adopting more and more words from fellow Americans. It's down to TikTok as well, isn't it? TikTok. All the young uns just watch it and then they just, whatever it's saying on there, they're going in asking for this, that and the other. Isn't TikTok awful when you get hooked on the TikTok shops? Awful. You end up buying some rubbish on there. Everything looks so good. And then when it comes you're like, oh, maybe not. I've just, and I don't know why, right, I don't even wear lipstick, but I've just ordered this lip stain off TikTok shop. I think it like dries on your lips and it dries blue and then you peel it off and then it's like a lip stain that apparently stays on all day. But we shall see. I don't really wear lipstick, so I don't know why I bought it. It just looked really good. I was like, gotta have a go at that, haven't we? Yay. So I'm not explaining much, but I think it's quite self-explanatory what I'm doing here. At the minute I'm not using any other colours at the moment. I'm just pulling up the colours here. Let's get down onto this bit. It's quite easy as well with the sketchy nature of Camilla Derico's artwork. I feel like you can do her with ease because you can just flick your lines any which way, to be honest. Well, not any which way, but you don't have to be too precise with it because it's quite sketchy, so keep your colouring sketchy. Or you can afford to keep your colouring sketchy. Can't wait to colour that sea turtle though, I'm not gonna lie. Can't wait. Do you know what hair colour I've not done in ages? Like a purple one. Like a purple or a... yeah, purple. Right, it's quite dark in this little corner here, so I am just going to go on full on with a little bit of a full on colour, and then I'm going to flip the lines from there. And then we can move on to the hair, the bow part of the hair. And we're going to do the same thing, so in all the dark, I might have to twist you around a little bit though, twist, put you on an angle. And just, oh snap, just flick out. Now you can get a really nice effect on things like these bows. Just follow the lines of the grayscale with this colour, so you can see the shorter here, and then they go up into a long one, shorter again down here, random long ones. You can be looser with it. There we go, and then it's the same on this end. It's been non-stop rain today outside. I might have to turn it even more up just so I get a good angle on this. You know when you're doing the flicking motion, you need that angle on it, don't you? You need that flicky angle. I'd be better off coming from the other way actually and spinning the book that way. Don't want to keep turning you every 2 seconds. So we're coming onto this side in a minute and moving the other direction. Let's pull that hair there. Don't worry if you've got white space around here, because we're going to come in with a couple of other colours and get some nice tones through it. This bit underneath you can afford to be darker. That's really shadowed under there. If you want to do like a bit of a block colour there right in the corner, that will get that depth that you need. Like that. And then we're going to spin you back this way and be really annoying. Rotating. Where we come down here. These bits. Have you seen all the videos they show you of trying to do your own hair into a bow like this? I'm rubbish at hair. There's no way. I've seen it done on little girls' hair and I think I'd love to do that on my daughter. But the videos make it look so easy, and I don't find her easy in the slightest. Especially not when you've got a child going, no, don't pull my hair. Let's get this bit done. With a harder leaded pencil you can, well, I'm finding it now, my hand's starting to ache a little bit. If you want to go off and have a little break and come back, you can always restart the video to where it was. My videos for colour alongs will always be under the colour along playlist. Or they should be, if they're not. I don't know why. There we go. If you even want to flick some of these out, here you can flick some little wiggly lines out. It's up to you. Be a bit bold with it. Now I'm going to get onto the middle bit. Very sketchy, this bit. And then up from the bottom. There we go. Gonna sharpen again, just where we move on to our last little bit of the bow here. Oh, I'm loving this though. This pencil looks so nice with the background as well. Right, gonna spin around. Just dropped something off my desk. What was that? I've got pencils everywhere. In fact, I've got some Polychromos pencils downstairs what I need to bring back up and put back in my case. Because when I was editing a video the other day of something I did, I was listing the pencil colours used. And I took them downstairs so I could sit on the couch editing and remembering these pencils, and I've left them downstairs. Just randomly. But I best move them because if the kids get hold of them, I'll never see them again. And then I'll cry. Because things just disappear in this house, you know. If you've got kids, you'll understand. Things just disappear. You think, how can things possibly disappear, but they do. Every so often where you can see this dark line, like a little ridge, and here, try and go in a bit darker with your pencil even. And that'll just define it a bit more. They're working nice on this paper though, these pencils, has to be said. But yeah, my hand's getting tired now, definitely. Definitely. You know, if you've got any problems with your hands, these won't be the best pencils for you. I'm going to come in from the other side now. Oh, I'm having to do a dodgy twist on my hand there. That's a bit painful. Turn you around a bit more. Done. So that's our first colours, our first layer. So next up, we're going to go in with, what colour should we go with next? Should we go in with this one? This is a lighter shade. This is a turquoise. So we're going to add some of this colour where we've just been. So we're going to start at the top again and just bring it through, but bring it through a bit. Why am I dropping these pencils? You know what? It's because they're so smooth. I feel the barrels are so smooth and round. Anyway, yeah, just bring it up a bit more through the highlights. So we're getting this sort of pop of something a bit brighter. You might, should I zoom you in a bit more? So you're getting that pop of something a bit brighter coming through. So I'm going to do that. We are going to add a pop of like a lime green. It looks like a lime green anyway. I'm going to have a pop of lime green just randomly in places as well. Like I say, you don't have to be too particular with this. Again, very sketchy feel to Camilla's art, so just you go with that. Go with the flow with that. Same over here. Am I in frame? Because I've zoomed in. I don't want to be going off. Please do not let me go off camera. Shout at me and I'll hear you, honestly. Maybe not, but telepathy. So it's just brightening everything up. It's like a little pop. A little pop of happiness. It also builds on your colours as well. So each colour you're putting down is getting rid of a bit more white space. I think that's the thing I found with colouring at the start of my journey. I was very scared to put colour down. I would do a very light layer I wouldn't fill up all the white space and it'd just be like a very textured, light layered look. But as you get more confident with putting your layers down, you can get it all blended, get all the white space out, and then you've got more depth to your colouring. Let's get some over here. There we go. Now we're going to move on to the bow. Bring the camera there. Same thing. Just adding that pop of colour throughout. There we go. Still a frame. Perfect. And then the sides of this little bow, so I'm just going to turn you on a little angle so I can get the right way. Now I'm going to do a block colour there underneath where it would be darker. I'm just going to block colour that, and the same on this little one under here. Just going to block colour that one. And a bit round the edges there. This side. Oh, this is looking really cutesy. Really cutesy. So I'm going to add pop of that green shade now. So let's bring it back up to the top of the hair. There we go. And we're going to bring some of this in as a pop. So this is lettuce green, and this is going to be a nice pop of something different. So we're not looking to blend in with this, we're looking to be a sort of statement. We're being brave with this colour. Bring it right down there. Still leaving a little bit of a highlight. You don't want to lose the highlight completely, but we do want some of this colour. It's really nice. Let me move you. Sorry for the making you go a bit seasick, but we don't want to be out of frame because then you won't be able to see anything, will you? I think sometimes doing colourful hair is the most fun. It's the most freeing. Like, you don't have to think too much about it. And these colours go really, really well together. You can't really go wrong with this sort of colour combo. Now there will be similar colours. If you've not got the Tombow with Rogerton, there will be very similar colours to these in whatever pencil set you prefer. Prismacolors, Polys, cheaper Brute Fooners, or any other of your budget brands. You know, they're not particularly unique colours, the colours I've used today. So you should be able to find a match for them. If that makes sense. Let's come over to this bit here. Got a bit of a glare on from my lamp on this side. Going to do all that bit green because it's not really got a highlight right at the bottom there. Right, now let's do the little bow. Works so well, this colour, with the turquoise colours. It's really nice. Why do I keep dropping my pencils? Now I am going to make sure I leave quite a nice highlight in the centre of this bowl, so I'm not going to put too much of this green in. I think that's where I'm going to leave it on the middle section. We do want it to be a bit brighter on the highlight on that one. And then we've just got the bottom bits here. And there we go, that's it so far. I'm gonna zoom back out a little bit because I think we're just in a bit too far. I think if you can see the whole thing now, it's a little bit better for you. There we go, so that's it so far. Looking beautiful. So now we're gonna have to burnish these highlighted sections into the rest of the hair. Now you can either do this using a really light colour, or you can use an ivory, you can use a white, you can use your favourite blending pencil. I think I am going to use a white because I want this to be very bright. Now what I do when I use a white to, you know, burnish with, to blend with, I go in very carefully on just that section. So if we bring you down to the white parts here, I'll just go into that white part first, and then I'll flick it. I might flick out a little bit either side, but I'll try and only go into that bit, the bits that I want to burnish, because if you go over the rest too much, you're going to put this white coating over all your deeper colours, which I don't want to do. All I want to do is burnish the white parts, the highlights that I've left out. So that will be that bit. Bring you back down to these bits here. I really like this section here. If you do feel like you've put too much white down and you've got this covering, this coating over, say I pulled up a bit too much white up there or too much down here, go back in with your darkest colour, go back in with your teal blue, then once you've put the white down, then go back in with a couple of dark lines with your darkest colour, and that will go back over them, and then your second darkest colour. And that's what I mean by layering and getting the depth. But you don't have to, you don't want to if you're fine with, I think this is looking alright at the minute. Maybe just go in with a little bit up there, a little bit of the turquoise, a little bit of the green, and then we'll do this side. So I've got that horrible glare on here, haven't I? Go into those white bits, and then on the bow, still in frame, go into the highlights on the bow. Last little bit is this side here, which we've not done, and then that's part one, which we've achieved quite a lot, I think. Don't normally get so much done, guys, in one part. But there we go. I think I'm going to sharpen my darkest colour and just put a few random lines here and there. But let me zoom out first again. Oh, there we go. Let's zoom out to there. That'll do, won't it? So particularly the top bit, I'm just going to go back in with my darkest colour and just add a few lines. Oh my gosh, what is with me and them pencils? Add a few more lines coming from the top and the bottom and work it through. And that will really, you really get a sense of depth by going in with your colours again, your darkest colour again. You really do get that sense of depth. So that's there. Put a bit more through it, coming down here. So who hasn't got the Tomboy Rogerton pencils? Are you interested in trying them? Have you been put off by them because of the, you know, the hardness of the pencils? Because I really, for her, like I say, for her, I absolutely adore these pencils. They will not break on you. Well, occasionally, but not very often. I think every pencil's capable of breaking on you, but not very often at all do these break. See how by going back in, you're just redefining everything. Nope, I'm still in frame, yeah I am. I had a panic moment then, I thought I was still zoomed in. I was like, no, because you're just colouring all off camera. No, I'm fine. Right, let's just... Did I do this bit? I can't remember. I don't think I did I? Or did I? Right, let's do this part of the bow, and then I think we'll call it a video, a part one, whatever you want to call it. There we go, there we go. Let's bring you up completely, then we can see the whole page. Look at that, I love that. So I hope you've enjoyed following along if you have followed along, or if you've just been watching with a brew, I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do hit that big thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and comment down below, and I'll see you in part 2.